Hello friends, welcome to the another session. Today we are discussing thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is a branch of science or of physics in which we study the detailed relations between mechanical and thermal energies. Thermodynamical studies are based upon the four laws: zeroth law, first law, second law, and third law of thermodynamics. The zeroth law introduces the concept of temperature and its measurement. The first law is related to the conversion of mechanical energy into internal energy, or that is the thermal energy, or we can say that the heat. While the second law is a study of conversion of thermal energy into mechanical energy. The first and second laws of thermodynamics are most widely used. The law of thermodynamics find their use in many branches of physics, chemistry, and engineering, etc., where heat has an important place in thermodynamics. We do not consider the detailed internal structure of the system, such as number of particles, their motion, etc. We consider only the external or microscopic properties such as temperature, volume, pressure, etc. of the system. Now, what is the system? A system is a definite quantity of matter, homogeneous. What is the homogeneous? A system is completely uniform through the heterogeneous system that consists of two or more phases which are separated from one another by definite boundaries surface. Like example is liquid and its vapor. Anything outside the system which can exchange energy with it and has a direct bearing on the behavior of the temperature of the system or behavior of the system is called their surroundings. Now, what is the question arises? What is the heat? Heat is nothing but the spontaneous flow of energy, or simple language, energy in transit, and that energy in transit is measured in joules. Now, if we are studying the first law of thermodynamics, initially, before that, we discuss some fundamental terminology. The thermodynamic system and their thermodynamic coordinates. By the thermodynamic system, we mean a macroscopic body consisting a large number of microscopic particles such as atoms, molecules, ions, electrons, photons, etc., which are in an equilibrium state. It is something on which we focus our attention to study its thermodynamical properties. The state of thermodynamical system depends on some quantities such as volume, pressure, temperature, etc. Here we are considering the system, a definite quantity of matter. It should be homogeneous. A system is completely uniform through the heterogeneous system consists of two or more phases which are separated from one another by definite boundary here. In this case, here is the surroundings. We are considering the system, that system containing the number of molecules, and these are the boundaries of that system. And there is the piston. So if the piston is moving up and down, so the surrounding does not affect on that molecules, because here the system is either adiabatic wall or whatever it may be. So the state of thermodynamic system depends upon some quantities like temperature, pressure, volume. The physical quantity which decides the thermodynamical state of system and are called as thermodynamic coordinates. The physical quantities which decides the thermodynamical state of a system are called its thermodynamic quantity, or thermodynamic coordinates, or we can say that the thermodynamical variable. That thermodynamic variables, for example, a gas filled in a container, a thermodynamic system, or what is it, thermodynamical system, as its states depend upon its pressure P, volume V, and temperature T. Suppose we are taking a state of liquid film. That liquid film depends upon its area A, temperature T, and the surface tension S of the liquid. Or we can say that the thermal state of paramagnetic, that paramagnetic self depends upon its temperature T, intensity of magnetization, that is the I. Now to express the thermodynamic state of system, we need certain variables. For example, the state of gaseous system. That state of gaseous system can be represented by specifying its pressure P, volume V, and temperature T. But these three quantities are not independent of each other. Only two of these three quantities are independent, while the third one is a function of 2. Therefore, knowing any two of field, any two of these quantities, the state of the state of gas can be specified. Suppose a given mass of gas is filled in a cylinder at a pressure P. The volume of gas will be different at different temperatures. But if the temperature T is also fixed, the volume of gas will be automatically fixed. Thus the value of V depends upon T and pressure P. That is, V is related to P and T through some function. Here, thus we can say that only two quantities are independent. Similarly, if V and T are fixed, the value of P will be dependent on them. Now the variables P, V, T, any two are independent, and the third can be expressed as their functions. So in general, we can say that all the thermodynamic variables used to specify the thermodynamic functions or the thermodynamical state of the system is, or we can say that the thermodynamic state of system are interrelated. A closed equation relating these thermodynamical variables of a system is called its equation of state. For example, The equation of gaseous state, or the equation of state for the gaseous system, is in the form of the function PVT is equal to 0. But we know the actual equation of state for an ideal gas, that is PV is equal to RT. And also we know that the van der Waals corrected equation, that is the equation of state for a real gas, that is P plus A by V square in bracket, and in another bracket V minus B is equal to RT. Whereas we know the A and B are the van der Waals equation of the gas. So the equation of state of system can be deduced theoretically. It is obtained either empirically by finding a relation between measured properties of the system, or by use of some other indirect method such as used in statistical physics. So with these terminologies, now we move toward the concept of heat and temperature. Suppose we are heating one rod at the one end, and that rod is metal, and touch the two ends. We find that one end is hotter and the other end cooler. This is the rough language, or we can express it. एक तो ठंडा लग रहा है, दूसरा टर्मिनल हमें गर्म लग रहा है, एक साइड ठंडी लग रही है, दूसरी गर्म, ये तो कोई भी बोल सकता है. But in scientific language, we may say one end of the rod is at a higher temperature while the other is at lower temperature. What action takes place here? What is the activity? The temperature of the body is a measure of its relative. किसके साथ रिलेटिव है ये? इसका मेजरमेंट, टेम्परेचर मेजरमेंट किसके साथ रिलेट है? ये रिलेट है हॉटनेस और कोल्डनेस के साथ. सो द टेम्परेचर ऑफ अ बॉडी measures of its relative hotness or coldness. It is a common experience that if a body receives heat, its temperature, what is it? What temperature is it? Is hotness. क्या होगा ये? It increases. If it gives out heat, तो क्या होगा? वो कूल हो जाएगा, होगा या नहीं? वो क्या करेगा? हीट ट्रांसिट करेगा एटमॉस्फेयर के साथ, या व्हाट वी से सराउंडिंग के साथ. तो क्या होगा? देयर इज एक्सचेंज, हीट उसको दूसरे पार्टिकल्स को देगा, तो ऑटोमेटिकली क्या होगा ये? इफ द हीट गिव्स आउट, इट कूल्स. फर्दर वी टेक द टू बॉडीज. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, फॉर द सेक ऑफ कन्वीनियंस, देयर इज ए एंड बी are put in contact. They are in contact. What happens? देखिए आप, एक क्वेश्चन है मेरा. जब भी आपको बुखार आता है, आपके माताजी और पिताजी, आप एक सिस्टम हो और आपके माताजी पिताजी अनदर सिस्टम है, वो आपके बॉडी को टच करते हैं, फोरहेड को आपके टच करते हैं, तो क्या होगा? दे फील दैट द टेम्परेचर इज हाई, और दे से दैट इफ यू आर saying that now I am suffering from temperature, to take the holiday for the going to school or college, your mummy dad comes to a closed body, they check it, either the temperature, if the temperature is higher, they said okay, stay home. But if you are lying, then it is a part of joke. So what happens? The heat start to flow from the body of higher temperature to lower temperature. क्या होता है? आपका टेम्परेचर नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर से ज़्यादा होता है, तभी वो क्या होगा? ट्रांसफ़र होगा. किसके तरफ? आपके मम्मी डैडी के बॉडी की तरफ. अदरवाइज आपका टेम्परेचर कुछ भी नहीं है, आपको नॉर्मल है. मतलब मम्मी और आपके जो भी आपको चेक कर रहा है, योर मॉम और डैड, उनके टेम्परेचर के साथ आपका भी बॉडी टेम्परेचर उतना ही होता है नॉर्मली, जैसा कि रूम टेम्परेचर के साथ. तो obviously they check it and they said no, you are not any fever or you are not in temperature, your temperature is high. So every time the temperature flows from body of higher temperature to the body of a lower temperature. अब ये कब तक होता है ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन? जब तक आपका दो बॉडी का टेम्परेचर इक्विलिब्रियम नहीं होता. सो दिस कंटिन्यूअस टिल बोथ अपीयर इक्वली हॉट और इक्वली कोल्ड. आपको बहुत टेम्परेचर है, आपको एक रफ और द बेस्ट प्रैक्टिस करते हैं आपके घर पे, ठंडे पानी के पट्टे आपके माथे पे रख देते. उससे क्या होगा? वो टेम्परेचर बाहर एग्जॉस्ट होगा, बॉडी के बाहर निकल जाएगा. कब तक होगा ये? जब तक कुछ देर के बाद आप देखो ठंडे पानी का भी अगर हाई टेम्परेचर है तो वो भी आपको ड्राई होना चालू होता है. कब तक? जब तक उसके अंदर मॉइस्ट है तब तक, अदरवाइज वो आपके बॉडी को कोल्ड करने की कोशिश करता है. सो जब ये इक्वल होता है, दोनों बॉडी का टेम्परेचर इक्वल होता है, इसी को हम कहते हैं कि द स्टेट ऑफ थर्मल इक्विलिब्रियम. दिस इज नोन एज द स्टेट ऑफ थर्मल इक्विलिब्रियम. अब ये साइंटिफिकली कैसा डिफाइन होता है? द स्टेट इन विच टू बॉडीज इन कॉन्टैक्ट attain the same temperature. In this state, the further flow of heat stops. The situation is similar to the flow of charge from higher to lower potential, or the flow of fluid from higher pressure to lower pressure, or the flow of liquid from higher level to lower level. These are the example. The heat also flows from higher to lower temperature. The flow of heat from one body to another body, and it depends upon their temperatures, or we can say the degree of hotness, and not on the total heat contents of the bodies. Thus we can say that the temperature may be regarded as something that decides the direction of the flow of heat when two bodies are brought into contact. The concept of temperature is also evolved from the thermal equilibrium. If two bodies are in thermal equilibrium, they must have same common property equal. To this property we call the temperature. The temperature of the bodies in contact decides whether they are in thermal equilibrium or not. It may be regarded as a level of heat. Heat is also a form of energies like electricity, light, sound, etc. Whenever there is a transfer of energy between two bodies due to difference in their temperature, the energy so transferred is called thermal or heat energy. So this is the concept of heat. Here we are considering the two bodies. They are contacting with each other, and as per the statement, the heat is, or the whatever it may be, flow from higher body temperature to lower temperature till the two systems become equilibrium. So the state of body in which the temperature of its different parts are equal and equal the temperature of the surroundings, the body is said to be in thermal equilibrium. If two bodies placed in thermal contact and they do not exchange their heat, they are said to be in thermal equilibrium. The state of thermal equilibrium between two bodies can be tested with the help of a third body. The thermal capacity of the third or test body should be negligible compared to that of either of two bodies. The pressure of the test bodies will not change the thermal state of the bodies that is to be tested for thermal equilibrium. For that purpose, we are taking some example with this figure. Here it is whole system, and I am bifurcating it two systems, that is the two systems A and B, and separated from each other by an adiabatic wall. And third will be system C is there, a perfectly non-conducting wall by thick line, and this one also. So energy cannot transfer from A to B or B to A. A third system C is separated from the system A and B by diathermic wall. So here the broader line or the broader shade of box is adiabatic wall, and this with the small line or thickness, that is the diathermic wall. A third system C is separated from the system A and B by diathermic wall, and that wall is perfectly conducting wall, that is the thin wall, and all other are the thick walls. The entire arrangement is separated from the universe by an adiabatic arrangement, or what we say the adiabatic wall. Initially, it left for a long time. The system A and B will attain their thermal equilibrium with the system C, that is separately. Now if we replace the adiabatic wall separating A and B with the dithermic wall to bring them into thermal contact, it is found that experimentally that there is no exchange of heat between A and B, showing that they are also in thermal equilibrium. So we can define that if the two systems are separately in thermal equilibrium with the third system, then they are in thermal equilibrium with each other. कैसा होता है देखो अभी यहाँ पे ए की एनर्जी क्या करेगा, सी को देगा, बी एनर्जी सी को देगा, या सी वाला ए को देगा, सी वाला बी को देगा, बट ए बी को नहीं देगा और बी ए को नहीं देगा. क्यों? तो इन बिटवीन ए एंड बी देर इज adiabatic wall, but in between A and B with the C there is a dithermic wall. So energy exchange will takes place between A and C, B and C. बट ये कब तक होगा? जब तक इसका टेम्परेचर, यहाँ का जो एनर्जी ए का टेम्परेचर है ये देगा इसको सी को, ये भी देगा सी को, तो दोनों का इसके साथ इसका रिलेशन जब ये कब तक एक्सचेंज होगा? जब तक दोनों इक्विलिब्रियम नहीं आएंगे. ये भी कब तक होगा एक्सचेंज? जब तक ये दोनों इक्विलिब्रियम नहीं आएंगे. इसका मतलब ये होगा क्या? ए एंड बी आर इक्विलिब्रियम. कब? when the C is equilibrium with A and C is equilibrium with B. And this is known as the zeroth law of thermodynamics. Here the temperature of body, or the temperature is a property of body which decides their thermal state. Zeroth law can be used to define the temperature. It is a property of the thermodynamic system which controls the thermal equilibrium. If the two bodies are in thermal equilibrium, they must be having equal temperature also, must be thermal in equilibrium, and there will be an exchange of heat between them. The system given out heat will be at higher temperature and the one which is receiving heat is at lower temperature. So this zeroth law also forms the basis of temperature of measurement. The thermometer acts as a test body. The body of known temperature acts as a one body, while the other one, or while the body whose temperature is to be measured is the second body. The thermometer tests the thermal state of unknown body. Here the term is introduced, that is the thermodynamical equilibrium. The thermodynamical state of body is expressed in terms of its thermodynamical variable. What are the thermodynamic variable? The P, V, T, energy and temperature, etc. If the values of thermodynamical variables are same at all points of the system, it is said to be in the thermal equilibrium. The thermodynamical equilibrium consists of three types. That is the equilibria: mechanical, thermal and chemical. So this is the thermodynamic equilibrium. Now there is some work and heat. What is the equivalence of work and heat? In our daily life, we find many examples which indicate that heat and work are related with each other. The temperature of body can be increased in two ways: by directly heating of the body or by doing work on it. For example, water can be warmed either by directly heating it by, or another way is what? How the temperature increases of water. Simple, by stirring it. So a piece of iron can be heated by putting it on the flame, और उस रॉड को हम या टुकड़े को, आयरन के टुकड़े को कैसा गर्म कर सकते हैं? एक तो हीट दे के, दूसरा उसको ठोक के, बाय हैमरिंग. सो बाय हैमरिंग क्या होगा? उसका टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा. अब आइस कैन बी मेल्टेड आइदर बाय हीटिंग. आप उसको गर्म करो तो हीट आइस मेल्ट होना चालू होता है, और दूसरा बाय रब करो, बाय टू पीसेस टुगेदर. एक दूसरे को फ्रिक्शन दे दो, उसको दो आइस पीस ले लो और फ्रिक्शन करो, आपको उसका पानी हो जाएगा. वंस द टेम्परेचर ऑफ बॉडी इज इंक्रीज और इट्स स्टेट इज चेंज, it is impossible to tell which of the method was adopted for doing so. So the heat and work are equivalent to each other. So this is the simple terminology to start the first law of thermodynamics. Now what happens? In the absence of non-conservative forces such as friction, resistance, damping, क्या होगा? अब एक समझो पेंडुलम को आप, देयर इज नो फ्रिक्शन, क्या होगा? द पेंडुलम ऑसिलेट कंटिन्यूसली. मीन्स ऑसिलेट होता है मतलब क्या होता है? वो होता है मैकेनिकल एनर्जी ऑफ सिस्टम रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट. ये क्या होगा? दिस इज द लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी. क्या? तो देयर इज नो फ्रिक्शन, सो ऑसिलेशन चलता जाए. दिस लॉ डज नॉट इंक्लूड द इंटरनल एनर्जी ऑफ द सिस्टम. उसकी खुद की एनर्जी है क्या पेंडुलम को? हम उसको पुश करते हैं और वो फ्रिक्शन में नहीं है तो घूमते जाएगा. उसकी एनर्जी हम इसको स्टडी करते क्या? नहीं करते. हम क्या करते? जस्ट दे आर कंटिन्यूसली ऑसिलेटिंग. सो दिस लॉ डज नॉट include the internal energy of the system. Here the mechanical energy includes only the kinetic energy and potential energy. The first law of thermodynamics is a general law of conservation of energy, which include the possible changes in the internal energy of the system. This law is universally valid and can be applied to all kinds of process. This law also established a relation between the microscopic and macroscopic world. The first law of thermodynamics is the law of conservation of energy for a thermodynamic system in different form. First, in one form, it is the law of equivalence of work and heat. ये किसने किया इक्विवेलेंस बताया? लॉ वर्क एंड हीट का जूल्स ने बताया ये. सो क्या होता है अकॉर्डिंग टू जूल्स? व्हेनेवर मैकेनिकल वर्क इज टोटली कन्वर्टेड इनटू हीट, in all cases the ratio of work and heat always remains constant. समझ में आ रहा है? whenever mechanical work is totally converted into heat, In all cases, the ratio of work and heat always remains constant. Suppose we are taking the Q, capital Q is the amount of heat produced as a result of mechanical work. मैकेनिकल वर्क क्या होता है, हम इसको रिफर करते हैं वर्क को कैपिटल डब्ल्यू एंड अमाउंट ऑफ क्यू इज द, सो व्हाट एक्शन टेक्स प्लेस, क्यू इज इक्वल टू डब्ल्यू, राइट. ये कब होता है, जब इक्विवेलेंस दोनों के बीच में होता है, वर्क और हीट के बीच में. सो डब्ल्यू बाई क्यू is the J, that is the constant, and that is given by joules, and J is called the mechanical equivalent of heat. This law of equivalence of work and heat is a particular form of the law of conservation of energy. This law recognizes the heat as a form of energy and is true only when the work is wholly converted into heat. Not only mechanical work, even if the energy in some other form, such as electrical, chemical, is converted into heat, and the law holds good. The second term, that is the law, can be expressed in a more general mathematical form. If a system is given a small amount of heat, that is the dq, it will be used up in the following three ways. A part of it will cause an increase in the internal kinetic energy of the system. क्या करता है, वो थोड़ी एनर्जी अपने लिए यूज करता है इंटरनल एनर्जी बढ़ाने के लिए. इंटरनल एनर्जी क्या है, काइनेटिक एनर्जी ऑफ द सिस्टम, विच इन टर्न विल रिजल्ट इन इंक्रीज इन टेम्परेचर. बाकी बचे वाली क्या करता है, इट विल बी यूज्ड इन डूइंग वर्क अगेंस्ट द मॉलिक्यूलर इंटरैक्शन फोर्सेस and will increase the internal potential energy of the system. And rest जो बचे वाला है, that heat will be used up in doing work against external forces. That external force is what? Mechanical work. So we can take that du, d small d and capital U is the increase in internal kinetic energy. सफिक्स हम लेते हैं उसको डी यू के बोलते हैं, बाद में उसका द इंक्रीज इन पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, इंटरनल पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, दैट इज द डी यू पी, एंड डी डब्ल्यू इज द अमाउंट ऑफ एक्सटर्नल वर्क. अकॉर्डिंग टू द लॉ ऑफ कंजर्वेशन ऑफ एनर्जी, द डी क्यू इज इक्वल टू क्या होता है, ये सम ऑफ वर्क, चेंज इन वर्क, प्लस सम ऑफ काइनेटिक एनर्जी, चेंज इन काइनेटिक एनर्जी, प्लस सम ऑफ चेंज इन पोटेंशियल. सो वी कैन राइट डी क्यू इज इक्वल टू डी डब्ल्यू प्लस डी यू के प्लस डी यू पी. नाउ यहाँ पे डी यू के एंड डी यू पी क्या है, ये है टोटल इंटरनल एनर्जी. सो सम ऑफ चेंज इन काइनेटिक एनर्जी प्लस और सम ऑफ चेंज इन काइनेटिक एनर्जी एंड चेंज इन पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज द change in its total internal energy of the system. So we can write dq is equal to du plus dw, and that this term dq is equal to du plus dw is the differential form of the first law of thermodynamics, and in simple word we can say that the heat given into a system is used up in increasing the internal energy of a system and doing external mechanical work. So thus the first law of thermodynamics states that the heat is the form of energy. The energy is conserved in the thermodynamic system. Obviously the internal energy may be treated as another variable by specifying the thermodynamic state of system. So this is the first law of thermodynamics. The application of the first law of thermodynamics to some special processes are isothermal process, isobaric process, and then adiabatic process, then isochoric process. All these are the application of the first law of thermodynamics. So this introduction of the first law of thermodynamics is very lengthy. I hope you understand. Please watch repeatedly, and if you have any queries, please feel free to ask me. So thank you very much for watching this video.